Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Infinity Train, Season 2, Episode 1. So yeah, we are finally back with more Infinity Train. It's been a little bit, but we're here. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. Season 1 was really good. Really good. So I'm hoping that the continuing seasons end up following that as well. Just recently, it was confirmed that season 4, the upcoming season 4, will be the final one. And we found out that it was canceled. And apparently, season 4, I guess, is releasing all at once. So, a lot of negative news regarding this, but hopefully, they still end up being good, even if not everything is wrapped up as tightly as we would have wanted. Um, but we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. So, let's talk about what I know. I know that every season of Infinity Train has a new main cast. This is just something I've already known. I even know what they all look like. I just don't know the context or really much of any of the names or anything like that. I don't know all the details, but I do know that every season has a new main cast, and that there's kind of a maybe a different focus to each season from what I've heard. Again, I don't know any big details, so you don't have to worry about that. I know that season 2 here stars Mirror Tulip, who we met in season 1. So that's why, as you saw on the channel banner, if you had checked that out, the new channel banner yet, you'll have seen Mirror Tulip on there and everything. I just looked up a picture of her from season 2, and it's that just popped up, and I don't know the context behind it, so it's like I didn't get spoiled or anything. But that's really interesting because we only saw her in one episode of season 1, right? Unless I'm forgetting something. But there was the one episode where that was the entire thing. Mirror Tulip and eventually both ended up being in the same world together, and Mirror Tulip got away. And there were those like there's that police force or something. I don't know how else to describe them, who are trying to fix things and all. Um, it was interesting, to say the least. Um, but yeah, I don't know what else this season is going to involve. I don't know if anything about Human Tulip is going to come back, because her story wrapped up pretty fairly nicely. So I don't know if anything about that's going to come back or not, or if we're just going to completely focus on new stuff. I don't know. And if it is Mirror Tulip, are we going to continue right from where we left off last time with her? Or is it going to kind of skip forward into the future? And is it just going to be her going through the Infinity Train now? There's a lot of questions, and I don't know how many answers we're going to get. But I'm definitely interested. I am definitely interested. So, all of that being said, I'm excited for where this season is going to go. I have no idea where it's going to go, but I'm excited nonetheless. Because, again, season 1 was fantastic, better than I could have ever hoped it to be, based on even watching the pilot when I did. Season 1 just surprised and impressed me so much with its deep themes, its heavy emotional points, and it's just extremely likable, fun characters. I just really hope we get more of that. Like I don't want these future seasons to hold back anymore on the emotional heavy stuff. And I don't think they're going to necessarily. Um, but I'm just saying I don't want them to. I really want them to keep that up, and if not, just keep it the same. I want to see them actually get bigger with it, to actually go heavier. Um, while still keeping it within the realm of realism, as much as you could say for a series like this. You know what I mean, though. But I'm definitely interested to see where this goes with Mira Tulip, because it's like she definitely had a character. It's just like I just don't know what they're gonna do with her, because she doesn't really have much to go back to or anything to really return to in that regard. Like Tulip had a big goal in that regard, getting off the Infinity Train, getting back. Um, what would Mere Tulip's goal be? Because the only thing I can think of is that she would want to try and like form her own life, have her own existence separate from being tied down to Tulip now that she's free from that. That's the only thing I can think of, but it's like I'm wondering how that would work for a lot of reasons, really. Well, maybe we'll see. So, we are going to be doing it in terms of the episodes on how the copies I have are downloaded. So, just as an example, like the first couple episodes are one episode per video, but then it's like then after that it's like the next video after that is episode 3 and 4, and then there's 5 and so on. It's just like I don't know why they're combined like that. Maybe they were released together or something, but yeah, it's just we're gonna do it as the videos say. So right now we're only doing episode 1. Next week we'll do episode 2, but the week after will be both 3 and 4 at the same time. Um, so I think that's just the best way to go about it, because that way I don't have to like watch one episode and then take a break and then come back to it next week with like trying to find it halfway in the video. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah. Either way, we're just gonna get this started. Hope for the best with this first episode and see where this season might be leading us. So, when the screen fades black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Even for a half-length episode, that felt like it went by really quickly. But yeah, I actually forgot that these episodes were half-length, and that really surprised me when it happened. But yeah, it went by really quickly, and it just felt like, wow. Like I'm right back into it though. Um, so we see that Mere Tulip um is just trying to find her freedom, just trying to exist, just trying to be herself. But she's being chased by these mirror police, whatever you want to call them, and is just having to try and hide away from all reflections and whatnot. She has this black spray paint with her, so that helps, I guess. Um, and she even redesigned her look, got herself new clothes, pierced her ears, and buzzed her hair, um, which was interesting to see how she did that. Um, but yeah, she's trying to differentiate herself and create like her own identity. And I, I I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but make the comparisons in this with the fact that she's trying to forge her own identity. The line later on when she's talking to Jesse, I think his name was, um, about choosing your own name and not just letting people choose your name for you and stuff. And it's like I couldn't help but think about the comparisons to trans people. And I don't know if that was intentional or not. Probably not. Um, from what I've seen, I mean, the series seems like pretty progressive enough, but not like super progressive all the time. Um, and from what I've heard, it's very good with that kind of stuff in later seasons. I don't know examples or anything. I've just heard about it. People talk about it. Um, but yeah, I definitely at least made a comparison there. At least thought of how that kind of line and that kind of explanation and everything works for that. Um, Maybe it's just me connecting with the idea on a personal level. Um, Either way, though, there was a lot of good creativity with the mirror police going in and out of things like that, using like the lanterns and stuff. I really like that, and this superpowered deer is just hilarious, um, and adorable, mind you. But seeing all these different powers, the way it fell down the hole, it was like, you know, those like deer standees that some people for some reason put on their front lawns and all, the like plastic deers, like little things. Um, it looked kind of like that when it was falling. It was so static. It was not moving. It was not like changing its like legs weren't moving around or anything. It was just bouncing down. And it was so ridiculous. Um, when Mirror Tulip scratched its ear and everything, and like it was being super cute with that and all. I just like I expect this kind of stuff with this series, of course, with the different cars and all on the train. But this deer was great. We got to see a little bit of 1-1 on a pre-recorded message being given to this other passenger, and it seems like we're learning more about the numbers. Um, and the gist of it is what we already knew, of course, about that. The way to get off the train is to bring the number down to zero, yada yada. Uh, the train represent or the number represents your life and experiences, all that jazz. It's like we kind of already got that with season one, but it's like I feel like we're going to start learning some new information and some bigger stuff as well with all of that. And I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Um, so I like I like a lot of what they're going with here. And again, even if the connection towards trans people wasn't intentional, which it probably wasn't, it's still possible to be made there, and I like it. I like it. Um, and I am really excited to see what more we get. And yeah, I forgot that these were so short, but we are still only doing the one episode today. Like I said, we're going to do it by video. So the next one will also only be episode two, but then we'll start doing multiple. So yeah, that's probably why it was sorted like this on the site and everything. But I'm wondering why one and two weren't just put together then. I don't know. But either way, yeah. So tell me what you thought of the first episode of season two of Infinity Train, and thank you so much for tuning in. So for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.